Hello TCG and Lorcana enthusiasts, and welcome back to yet another Lorcana gameplay video where we're doing a best out of one with our Ruby ramp deck that we profiled this week. If you're looking for that Ruby ramp deck profile, check the link down in the description below. So anyways, we're once again here on Pixelborn for a best out of one to see how well we do with that Ruby ramp deck. Of course, 10 likes on any of these Pixelborn videos and I will start doing 2 out of 3. So without further ado, let's jump into the game. Alright, we're going first here. We're going first. This is not a bad hand. Wow, this is not. I'm going to spend the Aurora and let it go back and a Grandma Tala. We don't need all of those in our hand. But this is not a bad hand. Still not a bad hand because we do have Maui on a turn 5 play. Let's start by throwing a Maleficent into the Inkwell and passing the turn. Okay, so this isn't bad. We have Maui to start dealing with the board presence. We're also playing a Sapphire deck here. Okay. Let's throw the Shift Aurora into there. I'd rather keep the Jasmine just because she is a little better. We'll put out Grandma Tala. And then next turn we'll be able to sing one jump ahead. Okay, so he's playing he's playing Ruby ramp as well, but he's playing the Stitch in his. The one I mentioned in my deck profile that wasn't a bad idea putting into it because of the fact it does quest for 3 and is a 4/6. So we can't sing it, right? Flounder's a 1. Okay, we'll throw the Robin Hood away. We will 1 jump ahead that, and we'll play out the Jasmine and pass the turn. In essence, next turn, we can actually swing this Jasmine over the Flounder, and then shift the Jasmine over the Little Jasmine. And that actually will heal the Jasmine. So my opponent has to be playing almost 70 cards. Yeah, he's playing like upwards of 70 cards. I would not really play more than probably 68 cards for this deck. Even like pushing it up to the 70 is pretty risky because this deck isn't made to like there's no draw engine in this deck. So we heal it all. Doesn't really matter on that heal. And we quest and we pass. Now of course we have Maui. He does have the shield as well, which I'm kind of surprised he didn't decide just to do the Flounder. But this actually is very nice. This Jasmine will perfectly combine with this Maui in our hand, because we can swing the Maui, take the damage. If Maui doesn't die, we just heal 2 damage off of it, thanks to, of course. Unless we're about to lose a princess. Yep, he can banish 1 to then banish a princess instead. Normally it exerts a chosen character, but if it does it on a princess, it just banishes it. That's pretty fun. I think that's an interesting tech, but to me, it's not a good tech. Because there's really no princesses in like the game right now. Alright, we're playing a nice slow game. I know I have 2 Maleficents in there, and it is a little sad I have 2 Maleficents in there. But again, Maleficent is a late game card. So he does play Mufasa. So he plays both Stitch and Mufasa. Alright, that's very interesting to me. I'm keeping the Maui in hand right now just because I want to always be threatening Maui. And I had a Dragonfire there to deal with the board. But you see it a lot with like mid-range decks as well. Like the thing about mid-range decks, and I think like Ruby Ramp, is because you don't have a draw engine in them naturally, you're kind of having to just draw those cards and hope that you draw something good. That's really just about it. So now we got the Aladdin coming down too. The big problem is if that's the Shift Aladdin up there, it is going to be pretty annoying to deal with. I think I'm only just going to do that. Quest and pass the turn. Because if he swings in the Grandma Tala, I don't really care. All it does is that the Grandma Tala just comes swinging in, and even if he shifts, he can't restand it with the shield. Doesn't really matter, I just Dragonfire the Shift Aladdin. She knocks out the Grandma Tala. which I don't really care about because that just immediately puts it in my inkwell for free. I don't even have to swing my own Grand Mortala into his stuff. I just get that practically for free, which is really nice. What he should have done there instead is probably quest with the Mickey, restore with the shield, and then smash the Grand Mortala. If you wanted to play board control, I don't know why you wouldn't do that. That's much better, and unless you have something you're going to play out of your hand for your 7 ink cost. See, there he did it, but I'm a little surprised he did it. So we're going to put this out, because the aspect is this shield can only restand one guy. And unless he drew into like his Dragonfire, that's pretty much it, is Dragonfire. If he didn't draw into Dragonfire, we're pretty much fine. So right now, like I said, we're kind of just top decking into our kind of our big stuff. That's our hope. So he is playing the Jasmine too. All right. So he is playing Jasmine as well. He just happens to be playing one of the strangest cards I've ever seen. This is also non-inkable. Yeah, it exerts a chosen character, but my gosh. The secondary effect is only good if you hit princesses. And to me, I can't believe that's a 2-drop that didn't pays 1 dude's effect. Now he can't restand, so in essence this Aladdin does smash right into this No, I was gonna Dragonfire off the princess. Let's yeah, let's get another one. Let's see what the next 2 cards are. Yeah, let's draw that. Just have it as a threat. I was kind of hoping to maybe see if I could get another Jasmine. Just so I could threaten it. But this isn't bad as well. So, again, he's playing a lot of strange cards. Tangle. If we were like playing Commander format, that wouldn't be too bad. So this gets at +3, so he's basically just going to throw this Mickey at this Aladdin, which is pretty neat. Another Let It Go. I guess we'll just pass the turn. These Let It Goes aren't doing anything. He's going to win by truth told by deck out. Again, another card that likes to play. So we'll get rid of that. We'll play the Aurora, pass the turn. So we've gone through 2 of our Develop Your Brain. We still got 1 more in the deck. There's Haiti Man. I don't think it's worth seeing the Haiti Man into his inkwell. I think I'll just summon. Well, it'll matter. Because my guess is he's gonna quest with Hades and then restand with the shield. Yeah, that's what I thought. Another Aladdin, huh? Yeah, we'll summon out the Aladdin. We'll do this, and then we'll pass. Because he can't keep both of these he can't not restand both. He's only got 1 shield. Another card you could play in this deck is actually Shield of Virtue. Just don't think it's great. Okay, so for him, because he has so many cards, I kind of do agree with the Fishbone Quell. Just because he has so many cards. But again, the problem is, we're not a draw engine deck. Neither of us. We top deck almost everything as we're hitting the late game now. In essence, we're now hitting the late game. I have a way to throw another card on my inkwell. I'm now threatening to knock out one of these 2 guys if either of them quest. And then I will take 2 lore from him and gain 2 lore myself. So I mean, not sure exactly how he gets out of it, but anyways, he's probably just going to quest with this because I see no reason for him not to do it. I'll just play another Let It Go, utilize it, and spin the Hades into his inkwell. There's nothing else I can really do. The only threat is if this is a Maleficent, then he gets the Maleficent out onto the board. Not great, especially because of because I don't really have a way to threaten a Maleficent. And this shield will simply just continually to restand the Maleficent every turn. So it's not great if I happen to see one come down by throwing that Hades into his inkwell. But that's the risk you gotta take. I mean, 55 cards. Unless you drew it in one of those turns. I mean, we've seen, I think, 2 Maleficents so far. Both are in the Inkwell. So, I mean, it's still a chance. We're starting to see some of our good stuff right now. We kind of don't want to see one jumps ahead anymore. They're kind of not important. Develop your brain probably wouldn't be bad to see Dragonfires or even Be Prepared right now, just so we have the board wipe. Even a Maleficent right now is not a bad card to have. Especially because we could have it to constantly threaten anything on his board. Well, I think going first a lot of time really does helpful or is really good for decks in Lorcana. It's just because the aspect of like this. I draw into Maleficent while your guy is still drawing. I play Maleficent, I pop your guy. Yeah, not much else you can really do. Second's not bad, but going first against second against certain decks isn't great. It took him that long to decide to play that. It's too tangled. Just bet. Well, there's a card I kind of didn't want to see. Explains what it was, but I do throw another card on my Inkwell. Now he's in top deck mode, and I'm still, of course, holding a Maui on Threaten. Now, mind you, we have thrown 2 cards in from 1 jump ahead. So, there is a possibility that 2 cards have been thrown in there that could be more Maleficents, or could be cards we don't know. Again, that's why I kind of hope that one day this game does have the ability to have you look at your Inkwell and possibly play cards from them. We are not going to use Mickey Mouse here. Mickey Mouse is not a required effect, he is a you may effect. Which is pretty nice, because a you may effect that allows you to put another card in your Inkwell is not too bad. Alright, he doesn't show me what the card is. Aurora? This Aurora, by the way, is not protected because she hasn't protected herself. So we're going to draw the Jasmine. We're going to play the Jasmine. I mean, heck, if he wants to come swing... No, because he's going to just restand that Aurora. So I think I'm just going to knock out the Aurora with the Dragonfire. So that purges 3 of our Dragonfires. We still have 2 Maleficents left in deck right now. And I'm requesting for 3 a turn. So, I mean, we are slowly growing a chance to win the game. He's gone through 2. We've gone through 3 of our Develop Our Brains, such an Aladdin. That's pretty nice to spin that Aladdin away. See, that's what kind of happens in this top deck time period. Now we're starting to see kind of our big bombs. And that's where as we enter the late game, that's what's really nice about this deck, is that you do have that you thinned out the deck using, of course, like 1 jump aheads and stuff that we're drawing into our bombs. As our field just gets wiped away again. The problem is he's going to win by deck out without much of a hard time. Guess we'll pass. There's nothing we can really do here. Yeah, I quest with the Aurora. He restands with his shield. But I quest for 2 a turn and I kill off this Peter Pan. We'll throw out the Grand Malt's Hollow. There's no point in not. You know what? I'll also throw out the Maui. Just. Oh, that's kind of funny. He didn't actually restand with the shield. Alright. Well, my whole threat on my Aurora just disappeared. He's purged 2 Be Prepared. I haven't seen any Dragonfire from him, and I haven't seen his Maleficence yet. Alright, so we have Mulan. Mulan is if she knocks something out in combat, everyone else gets +1. So she doesn't get it herself, all other characters get the +1. So I'm threatening 5 next turn, so he actually has to deal with this board. Again, I'm just kind of starting to see my buffs. So he does get an item back here, so he can get the apple back. But okay, so the poison apple is a 3 cost and then a 1 cost to banish. The big problem is this crab. Because Mulan will buff the crab when she goes and swings over something, which in essence means don't just swing. And by the way, the shield gets to restand this Mulan, so she can actually swing over the majority of our board. So there's almost a point to see if we can see like Dragonfire, last Dragonfire, or one of our Maleficents, or even the 3 other Hades, or our last 2 Let It Go's, just so we could threaten this Mulan. Heck, even Aladdin would be pretty nice here. Okay, so he is going to swing into one of my guys. I mean, not that that's horrible for me. I'll just swing over it. Yeah, it knocks out the Maui, but if I could see one of my cards to get rid of him, get rid of this, I won't complain about it. It's kind of just right now a waiting game, as my opponent, for some odd reason, doesn't seem to want to end the turn. You got 3 ink left, sir. You're sitting on 1 card. Alright, so he's not actually going to let me actually have this. He knows for a fact I was going to smash into it either way. But Let It Go is pretty nice. I guess we'll sing it. The Crabman can go into the abyss of the Inkwell. Oh, that's pretty nice, you know? Sometimes you just top deck the card you need. I kind of wished it was a Hades, because then we would be threatening a Hades on the board. So there's a Jasmine, another Poison Apple. So he's going to trigger the Poison Apple here. He's going to knock out my Aurora. Now the fun part is that this Shield of Virtue, in essence, does put kind of a strain on these 2. Because all he could do it for is the Mulan. Now he could do it here. My problem right now is I kind of need like another bomb or something to knock out this Jasmine, just so this Jasmine isn't a problem. Okay, so Grandma Tala is going to the graveyard now. There we go to the Inkwell. A Hades would be pretty nice here, because then I could Hades away this Jasmine, or I could get that Jasmine. Sounds pretty nice. Mind you, I didn't quest with anybody this turn, can't quest period, so I mean there's not much. A Robin Hood on our thing. Oh no, I don't have any cards, he can't draw with his Robin Hood. Mind you, if he quests with either of these, he can only withstand with 1. So I can knock out one of them. So he's going to withstand the Jasmine with the shield. I know he is. He's going to quest with the Mulan. You're kind of threatening that Mulan a little differently than how I would like it to be. To me, that's not what I would have done. Because the shield can only withstand 1 guy. That is an Aladdin. Yeah, there's nothing here that threatens me. I win, actually, next turn. He has to find a board wipe. He physically has to find a board wipe for this Aladdin. Because this Aladdin just needs to quest. I don't even need to knock out one of his guys. Sure, I'll do it. If he somehow finds, like, something he can do, but, I mean, there's nothing he can do. This Jasmine, it'd take both Jasmine and Robin Hood to knock out my Jasmine. No, I ain't gonna do anything. That Mulan can't do a thing. This Jasmine isn't strong enough to punch over this Jasmine. Huh, talk about it. Alright, well, that's a win for us. Yay! Well, I hope you all enjoyed that gameplay. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on the gameplay, what I could have done differently, what you saw, what you would have done, and all of that. And while you're commenting, do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you get notified when my videos go live for you. I'll see you here next time on Mama Dragon's TCG.